We got Piers Morgan and Kanye West back again with Sneako. For those who don't know who Sneako is, he's also a social media kind of character. And apparently he walks out again. Okay, this is the second interview that Piers Morgan and Kanye West have done. I cannot wait to see it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's just get straight into it. We'll break it down because Kanye West has literally blown up the internet. Just first and foremost, I think that everything that Kanye West posts on Twitter, his t-shirts, I think all his antics are basically trying to push the freedom of speech, the freedom of speech in the US. And I think that he's basically trying to prove that they don't have freedom of speech, okay? He got his verification taken off his X profile. He's absolutely just lost his mind apparently. But I think he's just doing it to become a troll and also just to garner a lot of attention for the freedom of speech, okay? The First Amendment in the US. So this one's gonna be fire. Let's get it.
Say, I'm sorry.
Okay, if that's your position,
that's clear. Interview adjourned.
Adjourned.
Yeah, thanks for sitting back down. I'll change the subject now. Obviously, I have no idea what's going on in this guy's head, and he's unquestionably a genius artist with a global fan base and massive talent. He's lived most of his life under the microscope of intense fame, and that pressure alone can make people behave very oddly. Back then, I was trying to understand if Ye had any regret or remorse for what could have been a relatively isolated incident or some kind of episode. I wanted to know if he understood there are consequences for his words and whether he was genuinely a racist. What we now know is just the tip of the iceberg. As far as the watching public is concerned, Ye has spiraled in both his personal life and his business life. Most recently, he's taken to posting endless, outrageous anti-Semitic slurs on X. He frequently professes his great love for Adolf Hitler. He poses in...
Look at this. DJ Ack must have been freaking out. Look, I think that Kanye West, I thought that black people couldn't be racist. I thought that's the mantra in 2025, no? For the last 15, 20, 30 years.
Swastikas and KKK costumes. He says things like Jews were better as slaves and they should be whipped. We all know this because X has allowed him to carry on doing it to his 33 million followers. I've argued for a long time his account should be shut down, it should be stopped. That's my opinion. I believe passionately in free speech and I detest censorship because I believe in the importance of sharing honestly held opinions in a democracy.
Well, he obviously doesn't believe in freedom of speech because if he wants his profile to be shut down, then that's not freedom of speech, so...
But posting endless, vile, anti-Semitic insults, encouraging violence against Jewish people in these unhinged tirades on a privately owned platform has got nothing to do with free speech. I invited him...
So yeah, it actually does. Okay, I don't agree with what Kanye West is doing, absolutely not. But that is literally why we have the Western democracy, freedom of speech, right?
Back onto Uncensored, because at least on my show,
Here we
I
go.
can call him out for what he's been doing and put myself in between the 33 million followers who see his posts without any challenge whatsoever. Our producer spotted that he was in Spain with his friend Sneako, and we invited both of them on for an interview.
Here we go.
They very quickly agreed, and Sneako spent several days talking about it, but they mucked us around, a significant expense both in time and money to me, my crew in Spain, and my team here in London. More importantly, he didn't turn up yesterday and said wanted to do it today.
That's rappers for you. Rappers will say, yo, I'll be here at this time. 3 days later, they still ain't showing up.
So it seemed to me then it might all just be a stunt. But I went ahead and said, okay, we'll have another go today. Ye told Sneako not to be offended if he stormed off very shortly before today's interview started. You can judge for yourself how it went and whether Ye has any respect or, frankly, any marbles. I'm not a shrink. But if you're so delusional or fragile you don't expect a journalist to ask you questions about your publicly stated love of Hitler, you should probably talk to somebody other than me. What followed, frankly, was a farce.
I'm getting you multi-tracks right now. I'm about to step in this interview, but I can hop back on in about whenever it's done. That nuance right there, it's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
What do you respect? What are you talking about?
Let's go, come on.
We have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. This is going to be...
Come on.
Equally rarely positive. The rapper producer a fashion designer, is currently working on a new album. Several new tracks were previewed on a recent live stream with his friend Sneako. And both Sneako and Ye join me now. Well, welcome to Uncensored. Ye, we haven't spoken for a while. How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't use the term West, you know, the whole drop the slave name idea.
Okay, so we just call you Ye, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, look,
He says that West is a slave name?
when I last interviewed, we had a long conversation. And since then, a lot has happened in your life. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this. How would you say your life is at the moment?
I mean, you see that view?
That's a nice view, brother. Shit, man is
Your life
balling.
is good?
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is. Judge me by the view.
Come on.
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And for all intents and purposes, you seem very relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment over the last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious use of...
No, but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war of being attacked by the banks, being attacked, you know, by the banks. That's
So yeah, he lost like an insane amount of money. He lost like $7 billion or something like that. He lost his shoe deal with Adidas. He lost all this money. And I actually, quite frankly, don't know how he makes money, honestly. I don't know. He just makes it from thin air, apparently. You know, if you're that famous, you kind of make it from just nothing, you know. And he has to pay Kim Kardashian €225,000 a month. So the dude is rich beyond belief.
the best way to put it. Being attacked by the banks and to still be here with this view is, you know, that's the win. So I think I'm in contrast to your contrast.
Okay, but the point I was going to make is that I watch what you put out on X. You've got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
33, boy. How are you now? 33 million people. That's a lot of people.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it?
33.
You obviously know.
33.
I mean, don't help them out. You know they.
I'm told
they
it's
do whatever you
33
want.
million now, so congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, dude trying to sub. I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born? You take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just, like, that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
With all due respect, what are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking?
What are you talking about, Piers Morgan? I actually don't know what Kanye West is talking about. And in reference to his rap music, I actually am not a fan of Kanye West's rap music. I know a lot of people will hate me for saying that. I'm an Eminem fan, okay, white boy. I actually like Eminem. I like Method Man, Wu-Tang Clan. I like the kind of older rap. Kanye West to me is a little bit, his beats or something are a bit strange. I like some songs, but I'm not a fan of his music personally. I don't listen to it ever. I've probably never listened to it by myself ever.
Man, it's dirty. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
You said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay.
Huh.
Where's he gone, Sneako?
Yeah, that's it for Ye. But it's nice to meet you, Piers.
Where's he gone?
I think he's going back to work. There's several things he's working on. I was not aware he was going to leave like this, but it seems like he got upset about
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the
Twitter
idea?
followers. I mean,
It seems like, nowadays with Andrew Tate and stuff, a lot of these famous figures, Tate, Kanye West, they like to play around the media, which is good. I don't personally support Piers Morgan. I think that his show, Uncensored, is really censored. But, I personally think that, Kanye West is a bit nuts and all that. But the thing is, guys, I like the way they take the piss out of the media. And if they say we're going to show up for an interview and they just leave the interview within 3 minutes, it's kind of funny.
life is a video game, is it?
No, I just wonder what the point of this exercise was. Was he supposed to do an interview or not?
Are you supposed to do an interview? But I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that, it's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. His name is Ye. This is very public about that. Hopefully we could do it. I think this was good. We were prepared for a good interview. But come on, you know what you were doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you were trying to patronize very intentionally by getting those two things, under his skin. Maybe it could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday. I
actually don't think so. I think Piers Morgan is stupid. He's old as the hills, lads. Like he doesn't even know what that Kanye West, he doesn't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. I'll be perfect. And I'm into rap music. Rap music's my flipping favorite thing ever. So I don't know what the hell, and all that Twitter following and stuff. I don't know. It seems like patronizing to him though, maybe.
But I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
Huh.
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his Twitter following count wrong by 1 million, from 32 to 33 million. Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, and you seem to find that very entertaining and amusing in your live stream, which I'm sure you will now.
Come on.
You kept all my crew in Spain and here waiting, and then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now, and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine. I don't. I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, I mean, it is. I was ready for the interview yesterday, too. My time is important as well. Regardless if it was wasted, we have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. This is going to be laughed at by many people.
What's entertaining?
That was funny. That's undeniably walking off right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah? Out of interest, what do you do with him?
I'm working on several films right now. I am streaming out here. I'm editing, and I work on things behind the scenes, some inspiration for art. I'm just there to try to help fulfill his vision.
Well, let me ask you the questions I would have asked him. So, I mean, out of interest, what is with his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going to answer questions on his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to because he's not there.
Questions on his behalf.
He's not there.
What's that?
He's not there. Literally, he's dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that, out of interest?
I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision while
I'm asking you why you're happy to be associated with somebody who most of the world believes is now a rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored. Yeah. You tried to get him censored on X. And here you are on the days we're going to release this song doing an interview with him. So we're all involved here. It's not like I'm the only one complicit.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X. And in fact, he deliberately breaches all of X's rules, and yet he does it with impunity and is allowed to do it, whereas millions of other accounts get suspended for far less offences. So I was going to ask him directly, which is why I mentioned his X following. I was going to ask him about what he puts on X and why he does this, why he continually attacks Jewish people, why he continually celebrates Adolf Hitler. And then I'm curious about, given he's not there, can't answer these questions, what your association is with this guy and whether you're comfortable to be associated with somebody who most people consider to be an anti-Semite.
I think I just answered this question. And these are good questions. I think I just answered half of
We haven't
that
answered
one.
the question, though, have you?
But, I mean, if I did. You said, what are you doing out here? And I said, I'm doing films and I'm reporting behind the scenes and I'm streaming and I'm editing and helping fulfill his vision.
Have you been helping him with the track Heil Hitler?
No, I don't. I'm not a music guy. And if you wanted to get questions about his Twitter or X correct, then you should have got the number of followers correct. That was something intentional that you knew what you were doing.
So I got the size of his dick wrong.
Is
that what you say?
Well, if you know everything else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneako. Honestly, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneako. And I'm just curious how you, Sneako, deal with the fact that you are so openly associating yourself
You asked that question
with
a few
somebody
times,
who
and I
seems
mean, I
to
can ask you the same
worship
thing.
Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with Piers Morgan, but I agree with the question. Like, what, like, you know, Sneako's not actually answering the question. Like, why would you agree with a guy that openly supports a guy that, you know, tried to kill basically the whole world? Now, I know their opinion on that is different, okay? Their opinion would be like, oh, well, you know, they're trying to stop a lot of these different things happening, and I know what they're going to say, but he's not really answering any questions here. This is a bit of a shit show of an interview, honestly.
No, we worship God. There's a...
No, he worships Adolf
that
Hitler.
I'm here promoting this. We could talk about how
He
pathetic it
worships
is that
Adolf Hitler.
That you were essentially working for Israel up until a couple months ago. And
Really?
promoting
When was I
things
working for Israel?
like genocide and not pushing back.
When was I working for Israel?
If it's pathetic to make films behind the scenes of one of the greatest living artists, probably the greatest living artist.
Well, he certainly was.
You point the finger
He
at you and
certainly
say
was
it's pathetic as well.
he was a great artist. Unfortunately, he's become a rampant anti-Semite who adores Adolf Hitler, embraces Nazism, uses swastika slogans.
I'm pretty sure he says he loves
to
everyone.
sell his
I'm not
merchandise,
gonna speak
and
for
has
him,
a new
but
record out called Heil Hitler. So forgive me if I don't currently
the
see
song is
him
not. I mean,
as one of the
everything you're
world's
saying
great
in this question
artists.
is incorrect.
Yeah, but I don't see
Everything
him.
you're saying in this question is incorrect.
Sorry?
This is crazy.
The song isn't...
Bro, this is crazy.
Out. The song isn't out, for one. And two, he says he loves everyone. He says he loves Jews. He says he loves Hitler. He says he loves everybody. But
so when he said, let me ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves. You have to put your Jews in their place and make them into your slaves. You then said make your Jews work for you, but watch them as close as you can, whip the Jews. You comfortable with that, Sneako?
I think I find it funny. That's not something that I would do personally. I don't whip anybody.
You think it's funny, do you? Whipping Jews? Using Jews as slaves?
Yeah, this is like either it's trolling or like he's really like believing this, which I don't know, guys. You make up your mind. This is crazy. I haven't really followed Ye on Twitter. I use Twitter quite a bit. I don't follow him on it. I see some tweets pop up now and again, but like his stuff is like pretty crazy. He has pushed the internet so far that now basically nobody else can get cancelled, in my personal opinion. Like anything I say and shit, a lot of it's like, you know, people don't even care because it's so extreme. Nowadays, the internet, you have to be so extreme to get any clicks and views because of Sneako and Ye. It's crazy.
I think the context of that is funny, yeah.
What's the
also
humor?
to remove any sense of humor
I'm missing
from
the
that
humor.
is
What's the
ridiculous.
humor?
I mean, do you want me to break down a joke for you?
You think it's a joke, do you, about whipping Jews?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a joke because I've been here for a couple weeks and he hasn't whipped any Jews.
Really? So because he hasn't actually whipped any yet,
Yeah,
that's a joke.
He really has.
Yeah.
Really has. But Piers, before I leave, I don't want to speak on his behalf. If you're agreeing
But what
that he's
choice do we
the
have? You
greatest
set
living
this
artist
thing.
right now,
You set this farce up. He's dicked us around. You're the one left, so you're going to have to be accountable for him. Unless you want to walk away too.
accountable? What do you want to hold me accountable?
If you don't want to answer questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling
Well, you can ask
coward
questions.
too.
If you have questions for me, then I'll feel free to
Here's
answer
my
those.
question
But
for
just
you. Why is your mate Ye?
Is this whole thing going to be interrupting? Or
Why is your mate
this whole
Ye?
thing just going to be interrupting? Do you want me to speak
Look,
at all?
You're sounding like Andrew Tate Light, like his annoying little younger brother we never knew about. Okay? Doesn't work with me. Okay? You set this thing up. It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
Okay,
that you're
your team asked
with
me to
your
do
mate
this.
Ye.
If you want to be Netanyahu light on TV,
But given you want to,
if you want to be Dave
you think it's
Portnoy
all
with the
funny,
suit,
it's fine.
then sure. If you
Oh
want
my
to,
God, you should have said this. If you want to be Netanyahu right or David Portnoy with the soup, that's brutal, man. Sneako's troll as hell, bro.
if you want to do ad hominem attacks, then why invite someone on your show? I set this up because your team asked me to do it. I did everything that I could. If I knew that this would, I'm not here wasting your time. You're angry at me for setting up an interview that you wanted. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer those.
Here's
If you
my
want to
question.
keep doing insults, there's no point in me being here.
Why did Ye stand up like a sniveling little coward and walk away before I could ask him difficult questions?
For the third time, Piers, I don't know if you have a hearing problem, but I'm not going to answer questions on another man's behalf. But
Really?
thank you for
Even though
having
you
me. If
set
would
up
like
the
to talk
interview with
one-on-one
him.
another time, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
thank
tell
you.
him from me he's a sniveling little coward. And he's an anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper. That's what I would have asked him if he'd had the balls to sit there and take the questions. And there you are, proudly associating yourself with him. Good luck to you, Sneako. Everyone can see you for what you are.
I know a lot of you guys will be like, oh, we hate Piers Morgan. I'll tell you guys, Piers Morgan came off pretty good there. Like, everyone there, Sneako and Ye actually came off quite bad from where I'm sitting, because they're too cowardly to even answer questions. I mean, if you guys have me on a show, I'm going to answer the questions as much as possible. Like, Andrew Tate would never walk away from questions. If you guys want to confront somebody, absolutely, let them answer questions. So, yeah, that's pretty bad, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want me to push back into mainstream media, hit the join link underneath the video. I love you all. Let me know your thoughts. That was insane. Who do you guys think came off better there? Because nobody's right or wrong. I mean, Kanye is wrong there. But who do you guys think came off worse? Sneako or Piers Morgan? I love you guys. Stay free. I'll see you in the next one, man. Peace.